Welcome to the Sports on Prime. I'm Gary Al Smith, and in today's headlines, we have news from Asante Kotoko and Heart of Oak, who seem to be in a rat race to see who can have a more turbulent start to their Premier League pre-season. They've both sacked their coaches. And we do some updates on the Europa League, where AC Milan and Arsenal have been paired together, and more. Stay with us. First story is that after Heart of Oak sacked Frank Nuttal yesterday, Asante Kotoko have also matched their rivals. They have given Steve Pollack the sack as well. This is a report filed by Delali Atiase of Love FM.
For many of us, the writing were clear on the wall. For Coach Steve Pollack, for instance, a coach who came midstream to win the FA Cup for the club at the end of last season, many had thought that in giving him a new contract, it was not going to have been less than 2 years. But surprisingly, the management gave the coach just a year's contract. And so many were of the conviction that the management of the club did not repose a lot of confidence in the coach. And so when this CAF Confederations Cup started, and they missed as many as 4 penalty kicks in the first leg here in Kumasi, there was talk, within people closer to the management that probably if it doesn't go well for the team, if they fail to qualify, the coach was going to be given the boot or the sack. And so for many of us here, we're not really surprised about what has happened. But as I said earlier, we are hoping that in the subsequent days ahead, the management will come out and be more elaborate about reasons for giving this man the sack. Now tell me, what do you feel or what do you make about the decision to sack your coach today?
It's very unfortunate to hear this because we've played the first leg against Kara, and we had about 4 penalties. You managed to score only 1, and then when they beat us, also they had also a long goal, and then through the penalties. Penalties just somebody can win and then we can also lose, and we lost and we came back home, and I don't know what facade we started the coach. We had 4 penalties clearly at the Baba Yara. You managed to score only 1. If you were able to convert only, 2 of them to be goals, what will happen? So, assessing the coach, I don't know who is advising the, what do you call it, the CEO or the doctor. If you have a technical director, then he must sit up, or he's giving out information to the doctor, which is very false indeed.
So that was a fun end in that report by Delali Atiase. So coming back to Accra, we've also tried to find out why Heart of Oak sacked Frank Nuttal. Here's a report by Selwyn Saki.
The Scotsman was handed an indefinite suspension for unsporting and unethical behavior last week, and the club set up a 3-member committee to look into his dealings. A statement signed by Communication Manager Kwame Opariado said, upon receiving allegations about certain underground dealings by Mr. Nuttal, the board constituted a 3-person committee to investigate the facts of the case and give the coach an opportunity to defend himself against allegations. After a thorough review of the facts and hearing Nuttal's defense, the committee was unanimous in its recommendation to the full board that his contract be terminated. According to the committee's reports, Coach Nuttal admitted to his involvement in aiding and introducing players of the club to agents and vice versa without the knowledge of the management of the club. Assistant coach Henry Wellington will take over the club's training ahead of Ghana Premier League, which begins on March 2nd.
Interesting. Heart of Oak, between Heart of Oak and Kotoko, in just about 15 years, they've both had a total, or each had a total of about 22 coaches. We'll go more into the statistics on the football show at 10:30. Stay with us. The rate of sacking of the coaches in these 2 clubs definitely has to say something about their aspirations, especially when it comes to continental assignments. We're still talking about the Commonwealth Games that is happening in Australia, in the city of Gold Coast. And yesterday we had a swimmer here. Teenage swimmer Rebecca Krantama was in our studios hoping to win gold for Ghana at the Commonwealth Games. At her age, she already has taken part in games in Nigeria and won gold and silver for Ghana, and she's also been in games representing Ghana in Egypt. How far do you want to go in your swimming career? Yeah.
Well, next 3 years, I hope to go to the Olympics.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Like Abeku did,
yes,
with Kaya Forsen. So,
yes.
What precisely are you aiming for at the Olympics? What's the plan?
I'm aiming for a gold medal. Gold medal.
You know, it's very difficult to win the gold and also you know that there seems to be a period in your life where if you don't win the gold medal, it's difficult again. Yeah. So Do you read ahead? Do you watch the news? How do you prepare yourself mentally for this target in 3 years?
I watch swimming videos when I go home after school.
Okay.
And then I read encouraging articles from other swimmers. And
so tell us a bit about some of them you've read.
Oh, swimming is a mindset. It's a mindset sport.
Really?
Yes.
It's not. So if I decide that I want to swim well, I'll swim well.
Yes, if you put your mind to it.
Really? Because I'm not. I mean, even though I'm from the coast, I can't swim to save my life. You know. So how do you encourage somebody like me to go into swimming?
You tell the person about the good things about swimming.
Like?
Winning a gold medal and getting your name far.
And what?
Getting your name far.
Far in history.
Yes.
Fantastic. What is the water like? What does water represent for you?
So immediately when I get into the water, I forget about everything on land.
Yeah. So you become a fish or something like that. So how does it make you feel? Does it liberate you, or you feel like, I want to understand.
It feels like a different world altogether.
Fantastic. She says swimming feels like a different world altogether. She's in JHS3 and she attends the North Ridge Lyceum School in Accra. Good luck to her, Rebecca Kransma-Asare. She's representing Ghana in the Commonwealth Games. In the Premier League, it's back to basics for Pep Guardiola, who was beaten by Wigan in the FA Cup last time out at the weekend, and he insists his team is in good position to win despite losing the other time.
The team is stable. It was stable all the season. In the good moments, was calm and play another one. So we lose in a competition. Congratulations, Wigan again, and tomorrow day after tomorrow going to play a final. So it's a good moment to enjoy, to be serious, and we know exactly against which team we're going to play, and try to win the title.
So, after Arsenal confirmed their place in the Europa League with a laboured win against Östersund, they have been given a tough draw.
Has become 16 in the UEFA Europa League. The likes of Arsenal, Borussia Dortmund, AC Milan and Atletico Madrid went into the draw that took place at the UEFA's headquarters in Switzerland. The fate of the 16 in the hands of former France and Barcelona wingback Eric Abidal. And the Gunners of Arsenal have the unenviable task of meeting fallen Italian giants AC Milan over 2 legs in the second knockout phase. The two sides have met in 4 competitive ties over the past 10 years. All Champions League outings that resulted in 2 Arsenal victories, including a 3-0 win in the last tie between the two back in March 2012. Milan's sole victory had come in the first leg of their encounter. Winners by 4-0 with the likes of Kevin Prince Boateng, Robinho and Philippe Mexes on the scoresheet. Plenty has changed since then. Milan will host the first leg before Arsenal entertain in the second. Meanwhile, one of the heavy favourites for the title, Atletico Madrid, will be taking on Lokomotiv Moscow over 2 legs. Borussia Dortmund have a Salzburg-sized task in the round of 16. There will be plenty of eyes on the clash between Marseille and Athletic Bilbao, while French giants Lyon take on CSK Moscow first. The round of 16 first leg will be played on March the 8th, before the second leg takes place a week later.
So that's the sport for the moment. I'll be back at 10:30 to take you through the fixtures and also to get your calls on, well, what do you think of this weekend's games in the Premier League and La Liga? I'm Gary Al Smith, and I'll see you in a couple of hours.